Hello, and welcome to the Swole Initiative Network. You are watching the Fables of Gahlia, the correct way to start your weekend off. Thank you for being here nice and early. Sorry for the little bit of a late start. But before we jump into tonight's mess of an episode, we have some amazing brand partners to run through. I would throw to Stax, but he isn't here yet. He will be joining us, just not right now. So I will throw to Bets instead.
Awesome. I love this. So our first sponsor of the evening is none other than Norse Foundry. The Swole only roll on Norse Foundry amazing gemstone and metal dice. And all of our featured music comes from the free library available on Apple Music and Spotify by the one and only Norse Foundry. Which Jay also has an album that we listen to regularly on this channel, and it's called The Sage's Curse, which is also by Norse Foundry. Check that out. It's good shit. And you can use the code SWOLE to save 10% off at norsefoundry.com. I guess I'll do the next one too, huh? Because that was normally me. I was just going to put it in the chat. There you go, Norse Foundry. And also, if that's not enough, all of our 3D printed and custom terrain comes from the incredible folks over at Griffin Co. You can check them out with the code SWOLE22 to save 22% off of your purchase at griffinco.com.
Fantastic, which leads us to Ashley.
That's me. Hello. And I'm here to let you know that tonight's episode is sponsored by Norse Foundry.
Nope.
No, it's not.
Nope.
It's not. That's the wrong one. And you know what? Just kidding. Keeping you on your toes. Tonight's episode is actually, haha, I can do this. Sponsored by Hero Forge. Our fully custom minis come from the awesome Hero Forge. We're off to a great start. Design yours today at heroforge.com.
Fantastic. Yes. Yeah, we've got, we're starting late, so I'll be super quick with this. YouTube, we are almost completely current with all of the Fables of Gahlia. I think there's like 3 or 4 episodes I have to edit and throw up, and then we're all good. So you can check us out on YouTube. If you miss an episode, that's where they go on to live forever in the ether. You can follow us at Swole Initiative Network on YouTube. Subscriptions. They are not required, but they are appreciated. All of our subscribers, thank you so much. For those of you that do choose to subscribe, all of that goes towards new assets for our new shows that we are pushing out, as well as keeping the lights on here. So thank you so much. Trying to keep the production quality up so that you don't have to just kind of squint at the screen going, what the fuck is this shit? If you are a subscriber, you can hit !roll in the chat, and that will roll a d20, or you can hit !roll and then D, and then followed by whatever size die you want, all the way up to a D100, and you can roll those as well. But that's only for subscribers. Giveaways, I'm catching up through the list. If you do not receive a physical prize giveaway, then I will shoot you a gift card that you can then use to get that, or something else if you really want. So that is being done. While we're doing that, we're not adding any giveaway goals right now so that I can get caught up. Oh, and channel points. Everyone earns channel points. just by being here and watching. If you go to the bottom left-hand corner of the chat, you will see a flexing arm that you can click on, and then you can spend, in the Fables of Gahlia, you can spend 1,000 points per player per stream to eventually, when 10 people spend 1,000 points on one player, they will get a flex point signified by a flexing arm on their like little player screen like they have now that they shouldn't have.
Oh, I thought we were... Okay. All right, I'll take them away. I thought we were going into initiatives.
Just use them or lose them. Use them or lose them.
They're gone.
So, yes. So you can give flex points out. So get in the comments, get in the chat, and talk to one another. Decide who you think needs the point the most, and then get them that point. But it gives them a side door to the rule of cool, allows for some really cool narrative-driven moments, and has saved their bacon on more than one occasion. So yes. I think that's it. Oh, hey, Deadline. Long time no see. So, I don't think there's anything left to do except roll the trailer for the next episode of the Fables of Gahlia. And welcome back. So, last time on the Fables of Gahlia, the party had arrived at Riverfell, had spent most of the following day after spending the night at the Tall Glass Tavern, and spent most of the day speaking with Wilpus, which is a gnome that came from the Sprocket Citadel, which is the kingdom that lies within the New Dawn Empire, an area of Gahlia that's bringing a lot of their attention currently. After finding out quite a lot from Wilpus and about his involvement in the development of magical-based arms for the human kingdom of Brassfell, he offered to make you guys something. And so you decided to have a frame built in order to hang clothes off of for Zero, their Modron companion, to try and conceal him a little bit better. And also, he offered to make a toy as well. You guys left, had spoken to his son, had found out a little bit of maybe not animosity, but just their relationship wasn't very tight. He ran a ballooning business. Lost took a balloon for a ride, and after a couple of iffy rolls, managed to become proficient in ballooning, which is, what D&D is all about. After that, running a few errands, taking a rest. The following day, you went back to go and retrieve your items from Wilpus, finding the door ajar. Walking in, you found that the place had been ransacked. The book containing the details about the arcane weaponry that he had worked on is gone. Dibble, his auto-gnome, bucket-headed son, friend, was smashed to pieces, and Wilpus was found overhead, swinging from a rafter, hanged with a spiked chain. As you guys hear in the distance, if we want to switch to roleplay, in the distance, a voice coming closer, the voice of Doritz Cobblecollar, his son, calling out to his dad, apologizing, and descending upon the building. What would you guys like to do?
I will loosen my chain and with the range, see if I can cut down his father so that he doesn't have to see his father hanging from the rafters.
Okay, how are you... Okay, let me ask this.
Mm-hmm.
Are there several things that everyone wants to do?
Yes.
These few seconds. Okay, then I'm going to ask everyone to roll initiative.
Okay.
And I will roll for...
Oh, okay. Let's get that one out of the way.
You guys are lucky. There's a natural 1.
And I got a natural 1. But I have a +2 to dex, so it's 3.
He does not have any additional to dex.
Okay.
He is a straight 1. So, let me quickly grab here. Oh, just give me your initiatives.
3.
3.
9.
19.
We were close.
So Rose gets 3 actions before anyone else can do anything. Okay, so Rose, Adeline, then we've got Lost, and then Doritz. I would say, given the distance that he's coming in, you probably have like 3 rounds to do anything you want to or need to in this moment. First up would be Rose.
Okay. Immediately upon seeing him, I would try to assess whether or not he was living still. Like how long... I've seen a lot of dead bodies in my life, and I want to see, like, does it look like he's been dead for a long time? If he is dead, is he alive?
I will allow this as, because this is kind of second nature to you, I'll give you this as a bonus action. You can make a medicine check. Zero is around as well. Zero can offer the help action to anyone that it makes sense to. Once per round.
18.
18. You can see the pale color to Wilpus's skin. It's evident that he's been there for more than an hour or two.
Okay.
Like in that quick glance with an 18, you'd probably think that it happened sometime through the night.
Okay. I'm not. Oh, I will. I just used my bonus action. I don't have. I'm going to. I guess it doesn't really matter. I'm going to grab the Javelin of Lightning.
Okay.
And I'm going to throw it at the chain.
Okay. Are you going to activate it at the same time?
Does it make a lot of noise?
No, but it's electricity, and the spike chain is made of metal.
Oh, I didn't think about that. No, never mind. I won't do that. I don't have any way to get him down. Like, everything I can do, I shouldn't have been first. But everything I can do is once I can touch him.
You can hold an action for when he gets down.
I have the soul engine in my bag. I'm grabbing out the soul engine.
Okay.
I don't know how to activate it. I don't know if his soul is still lingering, but I'm pulling out the soul engine. Zero, how does this work? And I'll like look at it and look up at him.
Okay. Zero looking at it. It doesn't, it needs to be present earlier.
Okay. Lost, get him down. And that's all I can do.
Okay. Would you like to hold an action for when he's down?
Yeah, when he gets...
Because that can be your trigger if you want something to do.
I have to talk to everyone about what I want to do. So it's not going to be like I'm doing this thing.
Okay. All right. Then we'll go to Adeline.
Adeline's kind of like taking all of this in, and then like hears him and realizes like we don't want him to see this, so she's gonna go to the front door and move to intercept.
Oh, okay. He's a little ways away right now because like you've got these 3 rounds to do it. So he's like, you're hearing the voice kind of carry.
Right. I mean, in that case, then
like you could do it, but you could do something else within this space right now if you want to, and then do that later. Is what I'm saying.
Okay. Rethink something really quick. Okay, can I do Mage Hand to unwrap the chain?
How heavy is it? It's like 5 pounds. Sure. I'll let you do it with an Arcana check.
Okay. Does that just use my proficiency? Or, Arcana check. Arcana check. Oh. That would be a 24.
24. Okay. With a 24, the chain is too heavy for the hand just to like unravel it and let it go. But it is reducing the DC for what Lost wants to do in order to get it down. It's basically adding the assist.
Okay. And she's kind of like standing towards the door and kind of like looking back while she's doing this and like trying to like manipulate it at the same time, but she's like ready to run interception here.
Yep. There's a window close to the door that you can kind of post up at, so you're not just stood in the doorway.
Yeah. Okay.
And you can keep an eye out for Dart, so you can see in the distance now.
Okay.
And you can see that he isn't like sprinting or anything like that. He is just walking, so it will just be like a 30 feet per round movement for him. Awesome. Anything else you want to do? Bonus action.
No. Oh, do I? Or is this making it worse?
That's how I feel.
If I try to manipulate the situation, I'm just gonna. I'm gonna let it ride.
Okay. Lost, you're up.
You see me move. I was about to break the chain, but then on second thought, well, he was a good man, and I don't want to treat his body that way. So I run over and I grab the chain, the part that's attached, and I pull the chain to give it some slack, and I yell over to Zero, untie the knot in the chain. So like I pull it to give it slack on one end, so that they can loosen up the knot, and so I can gently lower the body.
He's overhead right now. You guys didn't notice him when you walked in.
Yeah.
But what Zero can do is like give you a boost and like lift you up, so that you can get a hold of him. And by lifting him, that's going to slack the chain where it's wrapped around the rafter. With the mage hand, that can pull it down. So that would be Zero's help action on this round.
Okay, I'll do that.
Brilliant. Zero, like, his hands aren't big enough to kind of give you a boost. They're kind of like spindly, but he can wrap around and like stand up and give you that extra like few inches, or you can just stand like on him, like he's like it's like a sphere, but like it's a big enough space for you to stand on, which gives you the height to be able to grab hold of Wilpus's legs and push him up, which slackens the chain.
Cool.
And then that allows the mage hand to then unravel eventually over the next few seconds, trying pushing at the heavy chain. It like slides back down, and you catch Wilpus's body. He's only a gnome, so it's not difficult.
Got it.
Jumping down off of Zero, I assume.
Yeah, jumping down, and I'll gently lay his body down.
Okay, on the floor.
On the floor, yeah.
All right. Doritz moves another 30 feet towards. We have 2 more rounds remaining. We are back at the top with Rose. This now initiates another of Zero's help actions if you need it.
Okay. Well, now that he's on the floor, I'm going to cast Speak with Dead.
Ooh.
Okay. If you cast Speak with Dead and you're gonna do it, this probably will last longer than you have before Doritz shows up. Because if you're gonna ask him questions, this like each round is a 6-second cycle, remember?
Got it.
So it's doable. I'm just laying out the whole situation for you so that you don't think I'm blindsiding you.
Actually, I think I'd wait until he got in there to actually cast that so that he could also hear the truth. So I'm going to wait. I'll just go to his side and hold that action for when Doritz... well, I'll wait until it's appropriate, obviously.
Yeah. He does still have like the spike chain, and you can now see it.
I'll remove that.
You now see, like, as he's laid out, like the spikes piercing into his throat and his neck in different angles. So you could use your action to start unraveling that.
Yeah, I have a technical question. Like, if he is past, if I remove the chain and use like healing on his neck to make it not look as gruesome, would that work?
Okay, so technically that would be like restoring hit points, which he is beyond that.
Right. Okay. Then in that case, I would, if there's like a cloak or a sheet or something, I would try to like at least put it to where it's up around here so that it's not as terrible.
Easy to do. There are tons of like canvases and things that he'd lay out on top of tables for like tinkering and things. So
and
easy
honestly,
enough. You can grab one of the
if there's like a pillow or another blanket, I would put it under his head because nobody's too far gone for Rose.
Yeah, I'd say if that's what you want to do, you don't want to like unravel the chain.
Yeah, actually, I would leave that and just cover and then prop a pillow under his head or something that I find.
Okay. Just cover him and put the pillow. You're leaving the chain.
I am going to leave the chain.
Okay, cool. So yeah, you can use your action to top is easy. Bonus action. They're just everywhere. Action to go and find a cushion.
Even if I rolled up a tarp under his head, like my purpose is just cover.
So let's say your action is finding something appropriate, and if you go to his like seat where he was sat, where he talked to you, there is like a small like round cushion that you can grab.
Okay.
So you grab that, put that under his head, and then pull the top up under his chin. Okay. Yes.
Yes, that's it.
Sweet. Okay, Adeline, you are back up.
Yeah, that's me. She's looking, and she's going to. I'm going to cast Detect Magic.
Okay.
And kind of look around this room and see like one. First, she's looking for signs of any kind of like traces of anything that could explain parts of this situation. Because she sees the chain, but she doesn't know the connection and everything for that. Yeah, but I want to cast Detect Magic and look around.
Okay. Casting Detect Magic. You can, as you look around, there are lots of like little motes of light that show up in this workshop. All of his toys are not just mechanical, they're kind of enchanted as well. So you kind of get this, and initially it's like, oh shit, there's a lot. But as you see, like they are minor enchantments, and so you're looking for things like with a stronger magical aura. The soul engine pops up as one. Any items that are on your companions, obviously. As you look around, there's nothing particularly. There's nothing that really stands out as like a clue to this. But give me perception or investigation, one of the two.
Investigation, please. Oh, and I have advantage because I have new glasses. I rolled the same thing twice.
Was it good?
It was decent. 17.
17. So one thing you do notice is as you're kind of scanning around the room, under an overturned like wooden bowl, this like piece of paper is glowing.
She will go to that and see what that's about.
Cool. Pick it up. What languages do you read?
Ah, beans. Common, deep speech, draconic, dwarvish, elvish.
It is none of those, but you do recognize arcane sigils.
Like it's some kind of spell scroll, or
it seems to follow that kind of pattern.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. She wants to take that. And walk back to towards the door and kind of like plant herself there. Is that my full turn? I couldn't do another investigation check. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, what else were you looking for?
I want to look around the door frame just to kind of notice if there's signs of forced entry or if this person was like let in.
Well, as you walk over towards the door, I'll give you this for free. You can see that the bolt lock on the inside is splintered inside, like inwards.
Gotcha. Okay. She'll make sure not to like touch any of the splinters, but she does want to plant herself in the doorway now so that Doritz will see her.
Okay, cool. Lost, you're up.
Yeah, so I'm gonna kneel and just lift the cover slightly and then just inspect the spiked chain and the make and the handle. And I imagine that my kinfolk would use these types of chain, but can I tell exactly whose chain it is? Are there any...
Give me an investigation check. I'll give you advantage on it.
That's a 9, that's 10, and a 16.
16.
Yep.
As you being very careful not to like move the body around too much, perhaps you look at the sort of the length of chain that's kind of put underneath the top out of sight. It's definitely Shidakai build. With a 16, as you continue to inspect, you know that each clan has their own style of chain. It's signature to each clan. This particular chain is of the Oth clan. It's yours. But your clan's. It's not necessarily yours.
Got it. My clan.
It's belonging to your family.
And it's not common that something like this would be left behind. I imagine. That's what I'm wondering. If this is a message, right? That they obviously wanted someone to find the chain. You know, this because it's, you know, why would you leave your weapon, use the weapon to hang somebody, unless you're trying to send a message? So I'm wondering if,
with that same investigation check, if you look around,
Yep.
there are multiple sort of wraps of rope around the place that he uses to, like, you know, use pulleys to kind of winch things up and stuff. He's only like small, so if he's building something bigger, he'll use a lot of that. There's a lot of rope around. If he wanted to use rope, he could have.
so this
Would be yeah, I think you're on the right track, that this was left here on purpose.
all right, I return the cover back over the body, and then I get up and I make sure my flask is full. I check on my flask and I uncork it, and I'm like, okay, he might need some of this, and I get ready. Yeah.
Okay. As we get into the last round, is there anything anyone would like to prepare? Do you want to talk to one another about anything very quickly before Doritz makes it to the building?
Adeline will hold up the scrap of paper that she found. I found this. I can't read it, but it's some kind of spell, something. Do either of you, can you understand this?
If you bring it close enough, I'll look at it. I'll stay next to the body, or I'll just look across and see if I can see it. Does the language look familiar to me?
You tell me. What languages do you speak?
Celestial, Common, Elvish, and Infernal.
Not to you.
I cannot read that.
Lost? Do you know how to read?
I don't even look at it. I'm like, if it's not in Elvish or Common, I wouldn't be able to read it.
It was a statement, not a question. But... Right. Well, I'll just hold on to this for now, and she'll pocket it.
Okay.
We're going to need to prepare Doritz for this.
I'm going to go to him.
We also need to be prepared for blame to come to us.
Right. This doesn't look great for us.
No.
It's not a good look.
No, but as long as we keep him close, there are things that I can do.
Right.
I agree. We should be forthcoming with what happened here.
As much as we know.
That's why I'm going to go to him and not let him stumble upon it.
As you know, the story of one's death is important. The story is important.
I'm not sure if this is the end for Wilpus.
Okay. With that, Wilpus reaches the doorway, maybe sort of 10, 15 feet away from Adeline, and slows down a little bit. His brow furrows, looking confused.
And she'll like rush out to him, kind of like she looks worried, and she is worried. But she'll rush out towards him. Oh, Doritz, I'm so sorry to tell you, but something's happened. You should come. You should see.
What?
I don't know. I don't know. We just arrived here and... Oh, Doris, I'm so sorry.
Is it Dad? Is he okay? And he pushes you out the way and starts making for the door.
She'll follow him in.
Yeah, like 2 seconds later, you Lost and Rose, you see him enter across the threshold. Look around. Dad? Oh, fuck! Like seeing the destruction around the place, and then looking down towards you, Rose, and seeing the tarp laid out. He just goes, oh, no. No.
We found him like this just moments ago. Doritz, will you may need to sit down.
And he comes sort of around to see the face of his father, and he drops to his knees, reaches under the tarp and grabs one of Wilpus's hands and just pulls it and pushes it on his face. He says, no, son. I'm so sorry. Someone should have been here looking after you. Oh, God. What happened? Why? Why is...
We don't know. It's literally, we've only just walked through the door ourselves. There are things that I can do to calm your emotions right now, and I would like to ask if you'd like for me to help you.
You want me to stop feeling?
No. It would just kind of ease some of that.
And you can see his face is like turning like a white sort of gray look, and his hands are trembling. Rose, you would recognize like the initial onset of shock.
I'm gonna take that as I'm gonna go ahead and cast Calm Emotions and just put my hand on his arm. It's important to feel things, but it's very important to have a clear head right now.
You cast Calm Emotions on Doritz. He slowly lets the hand back down to the floorboards. His face kind of slackens a little bit, and he sits back against a table leg behind him. You found him here?
We did. He was hung by this chain.
Chain?
Yes, it's foreign. It wasn't in the shop before.
Why a chain?
I step up. I'm not hiding anything. I step up and I kind of lower the cloth a bit so he can see the chain, and I'll let him know. This is a chain used by my people, by my actual kin of my house. I've examined the chain, and I'm certain that it's from my people from the Shadowfell.
Your people?
Yes, I am not sure.
So you brought this here?
No.
I'm not sure. They're from the Shadowfell, so I'm not sure how they came here, or why they're here. But
this isn't the first time we've seen someone other than Lost wield such a chain. There was...
You just said it's from his family.
I understand. But we've seen...
From his house.
We've seen someone wield a chain this way before. That was also Shadar Kai. They had mechanisms on their body. They were not all flesh, and it was evil.
We believe they have ties to your origin, your home, real home.
This is my real home.
Your father's.
I don't
It
know.
seems to me that the thing that's tying all of this to here is you.
And that very well may be.
I don't know why, my kinfolk would want to hurt your father. But there are things from your father's past that we may find some answers in.
Dot, I have the ability to ask your father some questions about what happened. If you want to know the truth, I can do that while you're here.
And we could offer a question for you to find some closure, perhaps.
I also have the ability to try and bring him back.
What do you mean?
Well, not too much time has passed. And I, with the divine help of Eastus, could turn the fates and beckon his soul back to his body. Look, I'm trying to be respectful. If you weren't here, I would have probably already started the ritual. But this is your father.
I know.
If I had the ability to bring my father back when I was younger, I would have. But I didn't have that ability at that time.
You can do that just like that?
It takes a lot of effort. And it's not instantaneous. But I do have the ability to try.
If you think you can, then do it.
Okay. And I'll just immediately rise with this determined look on my face and start gathering things and setting things up for the ritual. It takes an hour. And it is it's just it's raised dead. So
okay.
It does require a diamond.
Just gonna look it up. Okay.
One.
Okay. All right. So, tell me how this goes.
Before Rose starts, I'm going to. Rose, can I have a moment to speak with you?
Yes. Well, I'll be right back, and I'll step outside with Lost.
That's it. If what you're doing is successful, Wilbus may be very shocked to see me there.
Why?
Especially if he was killed by one of my kind.
But he's seen you before.
True, but just wanted to be prepared. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But he knows you.
He does?
We know you.
Well, let's get on with it.
You come back in and Adeline's making really awkward small talk. There are the rare species of ducks that are non-migratory, of course, but they're usually already southern settled, so they don't have to travel south for the winter, you see.
Yeah, ducks were more my dad's thing.
Right, I just thought... starlings are non-native to this area either. And they have actually desiccated the insect population for many regions.
As I pass by, I hand him my flask, and
he looks at it, sees what it is, and just
yeah.
Thank you. Takes another swig and then hands it back. Okay, Rose, this is your ritual. This is your ceremony.
So let me hold on. Hang on. Look at something really quickly because I think I have to do something else.
Is this the first time you've done this?
Yeah. It's we leveled up. I've never had this before, but this is an every time
Big deal.
spell. This is an everyday spell for me. Okay. So
it does cost a diamond. That's 500 gold pieces.
Yep.
How many diamonds do we have?
I have one, but you guys don't know all this, okay? I'm talking to the DM for a second. Hey, DM. I have one that's worth 300 gold, and I understand that that's not going to be enough to bring this life back, but I also have druidite powder in my bag, and I'm going to do whatever it takes to bring this man back to life because it's Rose. And so when she reaches into the bag to grab the diamond, she will also offload a little bit of the druidite powder into her hand under the diamond.
Okay.
Just getting that above table talk out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
So there'll be, this is just for theatrics, but she'll burn incense at either end of the body, and then have everyone sit around him, and then she'll lay her hands on his chest, and as she does, these golden threads will start to come out of her hands. Sorry, I placed the diamond and the druidite on his chest. Do
I clock the druidite?
Do I have to do a sleight of hand?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you'd be looking for it.
I wouldn't be looking for it, but I am watching everything that she's doing.
Yeah, I mean, you're inquisitive enough. Yeah, we can do a perception versus sleight of hand. Both of you made the same face.
Say it on 3. 1.
You rolled the lowest.
15.
18.
Oh shit.
I think Adeline's eyes just go wide as she looks at it and then back up to Rose. She doesn't say anything. She doesn't intervene. But she is like on alert for anything to go sideways because she knows exactly how unpredictable it can make things.
Okay.
She's like trying to meet Rose's eyes too, like in like a.
Rose is not looking away.
Do I notice this? I want to roll, dude. I got a 20.
Fuck. Okay, we both know.
I would have. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's something like as you go to turn the diamond, because this is a cut diamond, so as you go to turn it like on the top facet so that it will sit on his chest, that's where you go to palm off the druidite dust underneath that facet that you're putting on top. And as you do, you're not quite as subtle as you think. The two other people in the room that know what this substance is clock it as you cover it with the diamond.
I see that and I look right over at Adeline. And I see saucer eyes and I'm just like... I kind of scoot over next to her and I go, well, this is going to be interesting.
Absolutely, it will.
I thought it would just be interesting trying to snatch a soul from the embrace of the Raven Queen, but this
is something else entirely
more interesting. Okay. And I just scoot a little bit back further away from the body.
So, with all of the stuff on his chest, she'll put her hands onto the body and start to cast the spell, and the golden threads will start coming from her fingers and her hands, and I envision it like wrapping the body like a mummy, like cocoon, like with golden thread, like over and over and over and over and over, until it's just kind of this glowing body, and she'll stay there in this motion, you know, chanting the ritual divine words of Eastus, beckoning her hands to change fate, because this is not the way it was meant to be. He's an older man. He should have died a natural death, you know. Okay. And it's like a casting time of an hour, so we will be, you know, I think at some point she will speak aloud and start to like beckon his soul back to the body, and then go quiet, and kind of leave it up to anyone else who would like to also say something. Not required.
As soon as there's a kind of expectant lull, Adeline will our time with Wilbus was very brief but impactful. He's a very kind man, and, well, he cares for the little things, which is so rare to find. He spent his life just trying to make, the latter half of his life, just trying to make people happy. These little inventions. When we saw him, I told him that, much like his favorite bird, I know I'm talking about birds again, he was like a duck who had flown from home and found a new one. Now it seems he's flown too far. And we are just trying to... We hope that you come back.
Based on what you just proposed, what kind of skill check would you like to make?
Ooh. I feel... It's almost like she's speaking from a place of like insight, like speaking from like seeing into him and connecting him to his passion and seeing like what drove him and those kind of things and kind of connecting that back to the symbolism that he kind of chased in his life. So I feel like that's apropos.
Yeah.
I'm not fucking joking. This is a nat 20. I'm going to take a picture of it. And I have a +8 to insight.
Wow.
28 total.
Drops mic, walks away.
Quack, quack, bitches.
Lost, do you approach the body?
So what are we doing? We're beckoning the soul back. Is that what we're doing?
That is part of the spell. The soul has to be willing to come back.
Then I'm gonna do it the only way I know how. I walk up to the body and I go, this is not a death deserving of a man of your caliber. You're a good man, and you should not have been hung like an animal. And I deeply apologize for the sins of my house. But you do not deserve this death. And although this will be taking you from the embrace of my queen, you must come back and die a more worthy death. This is not your time. And I'm back one.
Based on your words, what kind of skill check would you like to make?
It's kind of, I guess it's kind of like a persuasion check. So I'm going to make a charisma check. Yeah.
Okay.
Whoa, where's my dice? Ah.
Not a great sign.
I threw it and it flew off my counter. I don't know where it went. So
The Raven Queen is interceding.
Did not like that.
No.
I actually have no clue where my dice went. So, oh, here it is. 1 second.
You know you have more than one, right?
All right. Raven Queen did not like that, yes. Okay. So 14.
14. Okay. Doritz approaches and kneels at his side and begins to, almost in a whisper, because his voice keeps breaking, just says, "I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. If I was here, I could have done something. This wasn't fair. You came here to be away from this. Please come back. Okay. Is there anything you need to do to finish the ritual?
I would kind of close up, like summarize, Wilpus, if we brought this to you, it only points out that this was not your fate. Come back. Let us make this right. And fight with us against this evil. And then I think she would change her request or her beckon to Eastus at that point.
Okay. As you complete the ritual, having all made your asks, you sit over the body and place your hand upon the diamond. As you begin to beckon to Eastus, goddess of fate, to alter what has happened. There's a hum in the air. The floor starts to shake very, very slightly, but very, very rapidly. You notice, maybe not Rose, but anyone else that's kind of looking around the room would start to notice that bowl that you left earlier starts to like shake back and forth. Bits and pieces that are left on the ground, debris, start to shake and then raise up very, very slightly. You watch as Rose's hair starts to raise up behind her. Something doesn't feel right, Rose. You persist anyway, because you know this is your only shot.
Determined.
All of a sudden, from the diamond, teal lightning sparks start flickering out from side to side. You try and maintain this prayer to Eastus. As you say the last few words to close off this ritual, you finish and look up, and opposite you, holding your hands on top of the diamond, is Eastus in front of you. And she says, "What have you done?" And that's where we're going to take our 10-minute break.
No!
Oh my god.
Oh no. Okay.
Okay.
We'll be right back.
Oh, man.
10 minutes, guys.
Goosebumps.
Me too. Bye.
And welcome back. So, where we left off. A raised dead ritual ceremony had been set up by Rose to convince Eastus to bring back the soul of a fallen Wolfus Cobblecolor. Everyone approached and made their asks of his soul to return back, with the final ask being of Rose to Eastus herself to change what had been fated and bring Wilpus back. a vibration across the room occurs. Small pieces of debris start to raise off of the ground. Rose's hair begins to raise behind her. Sparks of teal energy sparking out from underneath the diamond, underneath Rose's hands. Panic suddenly grips Adeline and Lost, seeing this color, this chaotic energy coming out after already seeing the druidite that was hidden underneath the diamond. The sparks become more violent, one after the other, sparking out. The prayer is finished. Rose, you open your eyes and look up and see the apparition of Eastus on the other side of the body, holding your hands on top of the diamond, and says, "What have you done?"
He didn't deserve to die.
Everyone else, you see Rose's eyes are bright teal, just completely single shade.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Suddenly, you watch as a bolt, boom, out of the diamond strikes Rose, and she falls back. And another blinding light. There's a moment where everything's quiet. And then ringing in your ears as you start to blink and take in the room around you. Rose lies on the floor, stirring very softly. But what hits you first when the two of you see her is her hair is shock white. As he starts to fade in your ears, you start to hear a thumping of your own heartbeat in your temples. You begin to take in the surroundings as the light starts to adjust in your eyes. You look towards the center of the floor. And there is a tarp in a wadded pile. With no one there. The sound begins to rest in your ears again, being able to pick out the nuances above the inflicted tinnitus. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna scurry over and check on Rose. Is she just like flat on her back?
Yeah, looks like she was flung maybe 10, 15 feet back.
Okay, I'm gonna cradle her up, and I'm gonna Rose. And I'm trying to ignore the hair that's shock white. I don't know anything about magic, but maybe this is normal. But I'm trying to shake her awake. Rose.
Is Dorrit still here?
Do you look?
Yeah.
Dorrit is there. He is looks to be unconscious, bleeding from the back of his head where he was positioned in front of that table. Looks like he was shot back into it. You see that there's a sort of a break in the table leg as it's dented inwards, with a blood stain on the table leg.
Oh no!
But he's breathing.
Okay.
Did we see the vision of Eastus, or was that we didn't see anything, right? Okay, good. Okay.
You saw
a flash.
Rose's eyes glazed over.
Okay.
And you saw her starting to, in a panicked tone, explain.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay. Well, clocked Dorrit's. Adeline's gonna kind of reticently and kind of like, oh, please don't. And she's gonna lift the tarp to look underneath it.
There's nothing there.
I don't know if that's good or bad. Okay. Rose, what were you thinking?
Am I conscious?
Lost. Give me a medicine check.
Okay.
Just give me a DC 10.
Oh yeah, I made it. 11.
There you go. So you start to come around, because I imagine Lost is being pretty gentle, and so just trying to kind of bring you to
took my water skin out, gave her a little water, stuff that I would do on a battlefield, because I don't know anything about medicine, but yeah.
So you start to come to.
Eastus. What? What did I do?
What did you do?
And I'm gonna sit up as much as I can and look over where the tarp is.
Say that again.
I'm going to sit up as much as I can and look over to where the tarp is.
Yeah, you're stiff. It hurts to move. You're not sure how much time has passed. And you look towards the tarp and you see that it's been overturned and in a pile now. And there is nothing.
Where is he?
There's nothing.
Vanished.
Yeah.
Gone.
As in, the body was claimed, right? There's no remnants.
Smoke.
Just panicked, not knowing what just happened, just word vomiting at you at once.
Did you see?
I saw you under the effects of druidite, and then I saw a boom, huge flash of bright light, explosion, and what did you think was going to happen? It's unpredictable.
But I thought it would work.
right? Do you feel all right?
I don't know. Can I? I'm gonna try to stand up.
You can stand. Like your legs feel wobbly, like as you get up, like just like you feel weak.
Can I look in her eyes and see if she has that like latent blue kind of? Because I knew my telltale signs when I was using. Does she still have the like latent signs of it being in her?
There's nothing there.
I'm going to guide Rose over to Dorit. I'm going to say,
oh no.
Let's do what we can do first. Can you help him?
Yes. And I will give him. Oh, he's out, so he gets.
He gets full, right?
Yeah. So that's 4d4.
44?
16?
16. Yeah. Plus your spellcasting, is it?
No, that's heal. Oh yeah. No, that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. So you can see that the magic takes hold. The gold energy kind of seeps into him. You watch the wound on the back of his head start to close. He kind of not quite with it yet, but makes a vocal groan that you know that he's not quite like with us.
Yeah,
but he's definitely here.
Knowing that he's like, okay, now kind of, I'm gonna start looking for Welpus.
Give me a perception check.
Oh, 27.
27. Still weak, wobbly as you take steps around the room. Each step you take, your knees seem to like buckle inwards and outwards before having to correct them. You scan around. Takes a moment with the latent effects of the light. But you see a figure huddled, holding their knees in the shadows of a bookcase.
I go there. I go to them.
As you walk over, it is daytime. Light is coming in. But within this shadow, as you get closer, you can see Wilpus is facing the wall, hugging his knees and rocking back and forth. As you get closer, you can hear him muttering.
Wilpus?
Just consistent muttering in a language you don't understand.
Wilpus? And I mean, nothing's gonna stop me. I'm gonna go straight over to him, see if if there's any other aid that I can offer.
He's facing the wall right now, so all you can see is his shoulders and the back of his head. If you look around his neck, there are no visible wounds from the chain.
From that, I would know that part of the spell worked properly. so I would feel a little bit okay by that. Behavior is what's scaring me, so I'll put my hand on his shoulder. Wilpus?
He spins around to look at you.
I think I would retract
Still
in fear.
muttering, looking straight through you with bright teal eyes. Muttering in a language you don't understand, rocking back and forth. His skin is still dull gray.
It didn't work.
Do we see him now?
If you look towards where Rose is, you can you can see her with her hand on Wilpus's shoulder.
Do we see the eyes?
Do you get closer?
I'll kind of step up behind Rose. It did work? He's here. He's all right?
I don't... When I... Is there warmth? No, I'm not going to even say that. I am going to use Eyes of the Grave.
Okay. So searching for undead. You get a reading, but not like when you were in Heliacal and the zombies and skeletons and the obviously undead. This is much closer to the feeling you get when you use Eyes of the Grave when you are near your sister.
DM, does any of this behavior that he is having right now, is any of that familiar to me?
You would know when the ritual that you and your aunts cast that brought Lily back. She was mute and shaken for a few days before, you know, your tenderness and things brought her around to start speaking. Adeline, as you approach, looking over her shoulder, you see that the irises in his eyes are bright teal.
Rose, step away. It's not safe.
No,
You can both give me an insight check.
It's almost a natural 20.
15.
24.
Pure, unadulterated terror in his eyes.
We don't know what he's capable of with all of that in his system right now.
I'm going to move up closer, and just with my, I'm just going to close my eyes, and with my blind sight, can I hear him breathing?
Closing your eyes and sort of attuning yourself to, in this very silent room, slowing yourself down, your heart rate reduces, your breathing becomes very slow and drawn. You hear breaths from Rose, from Doris, from Adeline. The only thing you hear from Wilpus is constant, whispered uttering of a language you don't understand, almost like he doesn't have to pause for breath.
And I immediately walk over to Doritz. I don't know if he's coherent yet.
He's starting to come to.
As he's starting to come through to, I'm going to kind of like reposition his cloak to just, give him some comfort. I'm going to help him stand up. And if he's conscious, I'm going to whisper in his ear, your father needs some time. The process needs some time. Let's give him some time. I'm going to walk you back to your home, and I'm going to start walking him back to his home.
He says, "What do you mean?" I'm gonna say, as he's still kind of wobbly, when I'm gonna keep walking. Give me a deception check.
Yeah. Oh, that is what I'm good at. The only thing I'm good at. Let's see. Dirty 20.
$21.
Oh my god. So yeah, so I'm just saying, Rose and Adeline have it under control. They're
he
caring for your
starts
father
squinting at you, and become like his body language becomes more withdrawn, closer to what you saw of him when you met him initially.
Mm-hmm.
He pulls his arm away and says, "No, where is he?"
Seeing that,
bring him back. Where is he?
Seeing that I'm not able to console him and convince him, I'm going to take a deep breath, and I'm going to turn back around and walk him towards his father. But a little bit, not right next to him, just some distance away, so that he can see his father.
He sees the outline of his father with the two girls stood around him. And he says, "Dad? Dad?" Takes a few more steps away from you and towards Wilpus. And Rose and Adeline, as you look towards him, you see this expression that is concern as he walks up. And it changes to confusion. And then it changes to fear. What have you done? What have you done to him?
No, it's... He needs time.
No, what have you done to him?
It didn't fully work the way that I thought it would.
Get out of the way. And he pushes you aside and sits in front of his father and looks into his bright teal eyes. And he says, slow down, slow down. Slow down. And he switches to another language that you don't understand. But it appears to be a calming tone. And you hear Wilpus's sentence becoming slower. The same phrase that he's been uttering becomes slower. And Doritz begins to translate from Gnomish. I have seen the face of death, and on her right hand sits a girl with purple hair. Over and over and over.
Rose would be visibly like rage immediately, like you've never seen before. She's like making fists with her hands. She starts to breathe heavier. With some time, you will feel better, but you will not be as you were before.
He mutters something to you that you don't hear.
I don't hear it.
You don't hear it. You don't understand what he says. He says it a little bit louder. Get out. Get out. Out. Get out!
Fine.
Let's go. Let's go. Yes.
You all walk out of Wilpus's. Workshop. On the way out, give me a perception check.
All of us?
Yep.
Ooh.
11.
15.
Dirty 20.
Math. 26.
In this emotional state, as you guys are just following the instructions and leaving, as you guys go to leave 20 and above, you see a structure to your left that is there's a small circle of metal that then has these bridges out that form a frame about Zero's size, a little bit higher. And next to it, on the table, you see a little carved toy of the duck boat. And that's what you see as you exit.
Zero. That was made for you.
What happened?
Ooh, a lot of things.
I'm not exactly sure.
What do we do?
We never do that again.
Right.
Zero has a childlike expression on his face. Anyone can give me an insight check.
18.
Thank you to Paladin as well for jumping in this like really emotional point.
14.
15.
27?
Oh shit! Okay.
That might work.
No.
Rose, what'd you get?
18.
18. Rose and Rhapsody. He speaks a lot about logic and things, and you guys know like, emotions aren't based in logic. In fact, they're pretty much the antithesis of logic. And so his confused, childlike expression, he just has zero understanding, pun not intended, of anything that just transpired. This childlike innocence on this Modron's face.
Wait. I can explain what I know, if that will help you.
The Doritz. He had a look on his face. It reminded me of the sad man.
Fear? Anger?
Grief.
Oh. Did the sad man lose someone?
he would speak about someone.
Were they ill? Or were they gone?
Almost both.
How can one almost be ill?
Almost both was she was sick, but being held. So that her
Was that the original intent of the Soul engine?
As far as I was aware, the Soul engine was being worked on to assist with injured human soldiers.
Mm-hmm.
I know all of that was a bit confusing. I'm still quite confused as to what exactly happened.
Well, you know what I did. And I guess the consequence is someone who is now reborn instead of raised.
Druid diet is not to be trifled with. You saw the effects that it has. And to add it to the equation of life and death.
I needed to bring him back.
Because I know you've already been through a lot. And I don't want to heap onto it, but it could have been a lot worse, frankly. And it's still not good.
I don't know how bad it actually is yet.
All I know is right now, a son is having to nurse back his recently deceased father from the brink of madness. I don't know if that's a... I don't know if you've spared him any grief. Simply of a different flavor.
It's still him. There's still a life. It's still his soul. They can still have a relationship. I know it wasn't the intention.
Is that how this works? As long as you're serving the goddess of fate, you're allowed to intervene with it as much as you choose on a whim. As long as it's in her name.
It was Doritz's choice to make. And although it was, I believe, a selfish choice, you don't take from the Raven Queen.
You think had he known the outcome, he would have still chosen this?
I never said it was a guarantee, and I always said I could try. But I did not think that this would be the outcome. And to find that Lily is
It is a miracle.
next to the Raven Queen.
It was a miracle. It's just not the miracle we wanted, but
I can't agree with you there. I simply won't.
But Rose, should I ever fall in battle, share my story, but do not do that to me. Do not take me from the Queen's embrace.
You just sign a DNR?
I just signed a DNR. Yeah. I think Doris is going to need much more time than we have here in town. Yeah.
Do we not have a responsibility to this situation that we've now created?
Well, at this point, wait, I don't know what Wilbus is, right? I just know he isn't breathing, so I don't know that. Yeah, Actually, what is wrong with Wilbus?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh.
No one else knows.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I don't know.
His features and his behavior is similar to that of when Lily returned. That is not.
So his soul is restored, but his body is not.
Yes. I really don't know. I just feel weak.
Therein is the problem. You didn't know what would happen. It's an unmeasured risk. It's... Druidite bastardizes what magic ought to be. It takes it... And it takes it further than it can go. And that could be very useful under controlled circumstances, but this was not that. This is a family's life. And I'm afraid we've gone too far. But I didn't stop you. I saw what was happening. I didn't stop you.
Again, it was a choice by Dortz. He
didn't know the full risks involved. He wasn't fully briefed on the situation, on the materials at work here, on how unpredictable they are. He had no idea. We cannot... No. We will not cast off the blame by putting it on the sun.
I would not cast off the blame, but in time, I feel that he will have gained more than he lost.
I hope
In time.
you're right.
In time.
I hope you're right, and you very well might be. But Rose, I know firsthand the risk that it could be to you. Why I'm upset? It's reckless. You could have lost a lot more than the red in your hair.
The what?
Your hair is...
And I'll look down.
As you take your hair into your hand, you see that it is pure white.
I chose this. This was not the work of Eastus. This was but the manipulation of her. I can't do anything to fix it. But I don't know why. Of all the things that he could come back and say, was that a message?
Was it?
That she sits next to her.
Was it an affirmation that all things owed are paid in the end?
I don't know.
We're in the realm of gods. It's not my business. But yours. I don't know what to say. My mother would say to pray on it.
Oh God. to do just that.
With all this, are we leaving town today? It's not like Doris is going to come and meet us back at the dock. Be like, oh, knock, knock, I know you're seeing to your father that we raised from the dead. Whoopsies, can we please go get our balloon? We can't do that, surely.
No.
I think we ought to see to check in on them again after they have had some space. Because you're right, we can't change what's happened, but we can... do our best to meddle some more, but maybe for good.
As you're all chatting, I'm actually leading the way, hoping that you guys just follow me, but I'm heading to the bar, to the tavern.
I'm aimlessly following.
Yeah, and you guys are chatting. I think you guys are just following, like,
Yeah,
instinctively, but I'm heading to the tavern.
Okay. Yeah, well, it doesn't take too long before you reach the doors of the Tall Glass Tavern. Push it open. Something about it feels a little heavier right now. As you push the door open and walk in, you see people. Not many, it's still fairly early. You see Cardath behind the bar, kind of wiping down and setting things up for the coming day.
I want a tall alcohol, please.
Kind of looks out the window, kind of towards the sky. I see.
Let's have 4 of those.
4 tall alcohols.
I wouldn't have phrased it that way, but yes, 4 tall fire brandies.
And his sort of burly Goliath frame looks over the expressions on all of your faces. Says, I think I know something. And heads to the back, allowing you to take your seats either at the bar, a table in the center, or a booth off to the side.
A booth off to the side.
It's sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It says sad.
Sad booth.
We just slumped over, not really saying a bunch.
Yeah.
Yeah, so easy enough. Like, they're all pretty much empty at this time of the day. You guys slide in and wait for Cardath to come, who eventually does, bringing very tall, like, yard glasses over, puts them out in front of all of you, and says, would you like a curly straw?
Yes, I would really like a curly straw, please.
He puts 4 curly, multicolored straws.
When he tries to put it in mine, I put my hand over. No respectable man drinks out of a straw. No.
That's toxic masculinity.
Yeah.
He just kind of, like, awkwardly, like, feeling the energy, kind of, like, bows his head a little bit and walks back towards the bar.
There are larger problems. Wilbus is the mayor. That's going to be
He's the founder, not really the
Founder, right? He's not okay. He's not the mayor. He's just the founder. Okay.
Oh fuck! I was like,
I thought he was the mayor.
the world.
That would be crazy. I'm like, oh my god.
What did I do?
We effed up hard. All right.
I think maybe I was blind.
like literally, or is this like going to be a parable about blind to the consequences of? And Adeline's drinking so fast.
Yeah.
Like,
It was well intentioned.
Thank you. In fact, thank you for continuously trying to back me up today, even though you probably shouldn't. All I could think about was what it's like to lose your father. And if I could have done something to change that for myself, I would have done everything in my power, or anyone's power. And I was blind to anything past that moment.
I'm sorry, Rose. Right, Lost has been your champion today, defending you against my slings and arrows when I should have been comforting you. I know that wasn't your intention. I know it never would be. I was so concerned with what had happened, I didn't stop to think about. Well, I'm sorry. I'm still a bit out of control in other ways when it comes to Druidite. I'm just...
I'm not sure what happens now. She was there, right in front of me.
Who?
Eastus.
What was she doing?
Well, she's been there before. And it was always warm and comforting before. This time, it was almost like disappointment. I don't know what happens next.
Maybe you do need to pray on it. So whatever that's worth, whatever that does, if it does anything, if anything does anything. Why do people drink this? It makes you just like really nihilistic. tastes good though. I like how it tastes.
It's one of those alcohols that like tastes really nice and it sneaks up on you.
She's drank her whole, like she just sat like constantly.
What time of day is it?
Morning.
Right now, it's like midday.
Midday, huh?
So like assessing from like what time you got there, like what things happened, how everything transpired. You guys were out for an hour or two.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So, as our party takes in the events of what just happened and weighs up their choices and what to do next, whether they take their leave, transport already paid for, or whether they stay to assist in some other way. Everything suddenly becoming so much more uncertain. That's where we're going to end tonight.
Can I do something?
What would you like to do?
I was gonna take leave and go up to our room. Because I have a flex point.
Okay.
If you don't mind. Just a minute.
No?
Okay. I think I'm gonna go pray. So I will maybe spend some time alone.
Alright. Good luck with that.
Thank you.
As I was telling you, starlings are dominated this area. And they come in these large groups.
And as she continues talking, I'll just kind of walk away.
Rose, if you need us, we're here for you.
I know. Thank you.
And then I turn to Roz. I go, Roz, take care of Adeline. But I feel like I have a duty to find out where my kinsmen are. So I'm going to, and there's still daylight outside. I'm going to ask around to see if anybody's noticed anything.
Yeah.
And so I get up and walk towards the door.
Oh, no one wants to hear about the starlings. That's fine, even though they were all brought here by an explorer who was obsessed with the works of the great bard Shiverstaff. I will tell you about how they will feature in his works. Alright, so first...
As I get to the door, I go, Roz, sorry, not sorry.
As Rhapsody is projected upon with Starling trivia. Lost heads out to ask around. Rose, you enter your room in the Tall Glass Tavern. What would you like to do?
She will place her items out like an altar, and she she's gonna cast divination. But it's up to the GM if you want to be as specific as the spell. But basically, she's trying to just make contact.
Okay. Okay. How does divination look for you?
She has her incense and she's sat on the floor with her legs crossed and her eyes are closed. It's like meditation, you know? And I would assume that there would be like golden threads that come up in like a circle around her and almost like a cage. Or like this is holy place.
Yeah, so as those threads kind of form this like orb around you, you close your eyes and push towards Eastus. You open your eyes and you are in a completely white expanse. You look down at the ground, no shadow is cast. You can't see any edges, nor horizon, nor sky. What do you ask?
I know that I have strayed from your path, and I don't intend to do so again. Has Lily turned her back on you and me?
A few moments pass, and there is no response. Until you feel a presence behind you that walks around in front of you, this darker skinned deity, long, pure white hair, dressed in almost like these fine, like old Greek robes, golden thread across them. She says, Lily could never stray away from me because she was never with me. Are you using your flex point in this?
Yeah. To ask a second question, if that's allowed. What have I done? What is the consequences of this?
The one you know has not been fully restored. And I do not know if they ever will be. I do not even know if they will find another end. All things in this are uncertain. You prayed to me in that moment and asked for my hand. But you had already chosen to play yours. And this is something that you are fated to live with.
Is that why you changed my hair?
I didn't change your hair. Rose. What have you done? What are you becoming? I have not abandoned you. You are of my chosen keepers. But the choices that you make going forward will determine whether you turn your back on me. Fate is something not easily woven. Unstitched, rewoven. All things must be in balance. I acted in favor of your family once before. And now this.
I'm sorry.
Wilpus is caught between. He is neither living nor dead. His physical mind emblazoned with the terror that he looked upon the Raven Queen and is stuck living that moment. You have to make a choice. Do you champion fate and balance and my will and wisdom, or your own? And you come back to the room. And that is where we will end tonight.
Ooh, that was brutal.
I have an open wound. Okay.
Ooh, that was heavier than I expected to come into this one.
Okay. Proposition. Party heel turn. We all become evil.
Oh, man. Hey, thank you guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all the follows I saw. Thank you guys for hanging out. Everyone that stuck around from Paladin. Thank you, Paladin, if you're still here for the raid. I wasn't able to kind of give out as many shout outs and things because we were kind of in the thick of it. But I did see you guys, so thank you so much. We do have a Discord. If you guys want to hang out with us, I'll put a link in the chat right now. There we go. Where you can click that and join and hang out with us. You'll be in the know with everything that's happening. You can ask us questions, yada, 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 hang out, talk shit, send memes, that kind of thing. But we are, yeah, we're gonna pick someone to raid, right?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. My thing's not working. Can somebody tell me somebody who's live?
Distal is, or Long Lost Lore. Distal's playing D&D. Let's jump in on Distal. Stick around for the raid as well, because if you participate in that, you will get an extra bonus 250 channel points, which then you can turn around and use to spend on flex points for the players in Fables of Gahlia. We are going to raid our friends at Distal's place, although that did not go through. It
didn't work. It's fine. I'm going to fix it.
Again, thank you so much for hanging out tonight, for sticking through the heaviness that was tonight. Thank you for starting your weekend off the right way. I will take this moment while we fix up the raid to let you know that in about a month, we will be switching days that we stream on. We're going to start streaming on a Thursday. And that will start, I think the 15th of February is going to be the first one. But we are just moving away from Fridays into a Thursday slot. But we will send out lots of reminders and things, and we will keep our schedule card up to date with all of the dates that we're going to be streaming and everything. But yeah, just with all of our travel and things, and you know, this campaign has turned into something a lot larger than it was originally sort of meant to be, and so just giving weekends back to everyone to be able to spend it how they need to. So, but it does mean that we'll have some really cool guest players
Yes.
Coming up very soon as well. some friends of mine. So we'll see who jumps in. But thank you so much. We're going to jump in. We're going to raid Dissel's place. We have been the Swole Initiative Network. We love you very much. Take care of yourselves. And good night.